Good morning. This is the Upper Township Business Association, and this is part of our Friday roundtable Zoom sessions that we're having every other week now. And our guest this week is Captain Joe Landis with the Cape May County Prosecutor's Office. Joe's going to be talking to us about their new initiative they have called Safe Places here in Cape May County. And so I'm going to turn it over to Joe, and he's going to give us an overview and share his screen, and we'll listen to his message. Thank you. Go ahead, Joe.
Thank you. Let me get this started first. So you can see that now?
Yes, we can. Thank you.
All right. All right. Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate the time that you give me. Again, my name is Joe Landis. I'm a captain with the Cape May County Prosecutor's Office. I have just over 24 years now in law enforcement. And this is a very, very important topic that I've been working on for the last 3 years, since one of my duties is to oversee community outreach. So as Ralph said, the program, it's called Safe Place Initiative. We kind of use this screen to start our PowerPoint, though, because Safe Place Initiative is all about stopping the hate. And as we go through this PowerPoint, you'll see that the program, I've been trying to get it for 3 years now. The pandemic kind of put a little bit of a kibosh on that. But the program was started in Seattle, Washington Police Department in 2015. And it was designed at first because there was a lot of targeting of bias crimes and bias incidents towards the LGBTQ plus community. And we're going to touch on bias crimes and bias incidents real briefly too, because I think that's important that people understand that there is a difference in what they are and how they're handled, and why it's important to report both. So if we go here, and then my screen change just to make sure. Okay, so why are we here? Combat bias, hate, and violence. This is a statewide effort, not the Safe Place Initiative, but a statewide effort as well as a countrywide effort to stop the hate, and basically targeting people just based upon the way we view them, whether that's their race, their political ideologies, their sexuality, their identities, whatever. We want to educate our entire community, and especially our youth, to understanding what a bias crime and a bias incident is. And we really want to ensure our citizens of Cape May County know they're living in the safest place that we can possibly provide for them on law enforcement side, but we also need the help of the community. And this will help build stronger relationships, more diverse, especially in the vulnerable communities, where people are a lot of times afraid to report crimes because they're afraid of how people are going to view them. So before we get into the what a safe place is, it's important to know that this is what actually is going to counter and drive the safe place. So this is the definition, no, not a definition, but a bias crime. A bias crime should always be reported to police. And what a bias crime is an actual targeting and an actual crime of assault, harassment, or anything that's coupled with the fact that you're doing that based upon intimidation regarding their race, sexuality, and all the other protected classes. And there's a wide range. I'm not going to go through them all. I may even have a screen in here. I'm not sure. The difference is, we're going to talk about an incident again. A bias crime charges can occur from this if we can identify who the person or persons or actors are, and that they did that with the intent of intimidation against the individual or group. So I show this to people and I ask people, what is this? Do you think this is? A lot of people say, oh, that's a crime. But in all actuality, this would be classified as a biased incident. It's some vulgar stuff that was put on, racist stuff on a pole on a road where they just spray painted this, and they spray painted some horrible messages, but they weren't actually targeting someone specifically. People can make the argument, and a lot of people do, and say, well, they were targeting Jewish people because the swastika and all that. But you can't, we as law enforcement have to be able to say specifically that they were targeting an individual or group actively at that time in that specific area. So now, what is a bias incident, right? We just showed you what a bias incident. That should still also be reported to police, and it will be investigated just like a bias crime. However, most times it remains a bias incident because we can't show that it was specifically targeting an individual or a group at that particular moment that was either in the area or lived there or something. We have to be able to link them together. But no charges will be filed if we find out who did that. It is good to report it, and it needs to be reported because we can then later show that it's a pattern. Because if you're committing bias incidents and you're doing stuff like that, eventually you are going to elevate to the crime where you're going to act on that and actually assault somebody or do something to someone because of the actual intimidation part of whether it's their race, religion, political, age, disability. So that's the main differences. And I know I'm really like chopping this up because I only have a short amount of time, but I will answer any questions if anybody has, but I'm just trying to go through. Now, earlier I showed you the picture of the telephone pole in the tree. That was on a road where there was really nothing around, and there was no one that we could really like say that, okay, that was targeted because Joe, who is Jewish and runs a synagogue, lives across the street from that pole. So every time he comes out in the morning, Joe's going to see that. That would then be considered harassment towards Joe and intentionally targeting Joe with that message. But we can't do that because it just didn't match up. So that was an incident. This, however, would be a crime because you are now clearly, this is a building where, and I know this is a building where LGBTQ plus community organizes meetings there and houses people who identify there. So when you put that vulgar remark on the side, and you're specifically talking in about them, that you are targeting them directly. So they could actually be charged with harassment. They could be charged with criminal mischief to the property, and they would actually be charged with that. So that's what's the difference between it makes it a crime or an incident. So to combat that, as I told you, Seattle started this program in 2015. It was called a Safe Place Initiative. And the basis of it is when any community member feels they are being targeted as a biased incident or a crime or a hate crime, they can see this decal in the window of a business, a public building, a school, and they know that they can enter that place fear-free of being accepted and get the help from the workers inside. And that's very important because a lot of the people and a lot of the groups that are protected classes are afraid to let people know that they belong to that group or they already have this because of past experiences and our history, is that people aren't going to accept them. You know, a lot of people in the Muslim religion wear the garbs and things like that, and they automatically feel like as soon as they walk into some places that they're already going to be looked at as bad people, and we don't want them there. So this program, again, I will say, it started out in Seattle, and when you see the sticker, and we can't change the sticker, we can change our name on it, but it's trademarked by them, and we have to go through an entire training process. This program is inclusive of all the protected classes. Although the LGBTQ flag is in the background, they changed their policy in 2018 to make it inclusive of everybody, because it was started initially for LGBTQ. Me bringing the program to Cape May County, I wanted to make sure that that's what it was, because I want to make sure that everyone feels safe, no matter who you are, what you look like, or what you stand for. The program is completely free, meaning that we pay for the stickers. The prosecutor's office will deliver them to you. It is open to all public and private establishments. The only exception that it's not for is residential use. Then the easiest way I can explain that to you is anybody who sees this sticker in the window of a store, a school, a library, a rec center, wherever, a church, you're free to walk in there and no one's going to question you. You put this sticker on your window of your house and someone sees that, we're explaining to the public and businesses that that means that you can walk in and we'll help you. We don't want people walking into people's private residence, because that is going to cause another whole mess of issues. So it's not for residential use. Decal and information pamphlets, we have made them available in English and Spanish, because they are our two primary languages that we see in Cape May County. If someone wants the pamphlets and the window decals in another language, we can get them in Chinese, Vietnamese, Russian, French, but I just don't see a need in our county right now unless I'm asked to provide that, other than Spanish and English. And you don't have to put English and Spanish. We offer both. If you just want to put English, you can. If you're Spanish bodego, you want to just put the Spanish up, we would say in this county, we would like to see an English and a Spanish in the window. So this is what the decal looks like. It's a 4x6 sticker. It goes on the outside. It's UV protected. And it basically says, report hate crimes. Cape May County safe place. You're basically putting this on your window and you're saying that this is a safe place. And if you're being harassed or assaulted or targeted and you feel threatened, you can come into this establishment, no questions asked, and we will call 911 for you and make sure that you remain safe until the police get there and we can do our job. Again, this is these stickers in English and Spanish. That little QR code on the bottom, it'll take you to our registration page on our website, which you see cmcpros.net. And the reason why we put that on the sticker is because some people may walk by a store or a location and look at the sticker and be like, oh, what is that? And if they hit that, it's going to take them to our page and it'll explain the whole Safe Place program as I am to you, a lot more in detail than I'm going a lot shorter. So this is what we want it to look like when someone walks up to a store or a place. We want them to see that that's the front door or the window of the store, and there's the sticker. And, you know, again, I have a lot of family. I'm not originally from this area. I'm from Philadelphia, and I have a lot of family members who are of different races and mixed races, and some identify LGBTQ plus. So I don't want just the people of Cape May County who reside here to feel safe. because we are a vacation community in the summertime. I want people all the time who are visiting here to walk our county and see these stickers in all the windows and be like, what this is like sending a great message that this is a safe place and that no one is going to tolerate anyone being harassed or targeted based upon the way they look, feel, identify, just because they may look different or act different than you do. This is just a quick slide I threw together. As I said, we rolled this out not even 2 months ago, maybe, and we are already close to 50 businesses. These are some of the businesses that we have gotten on board already, and you know, most of these businesses have heard of us just through word of mouth or and call and they go on and register, and we go out to them personally. As you can see in the one picture down the bottom, Cheryl Spalding, who works for our office, she is a civilian, but she works for me in community outreach. She delivered the package to some of these businesses. They get a welcome package, they get their stickers, and they put their stickers on their window. And, you know, it makes them feel like that we're doing something for our community to keep people safe. And it helps us recognize them and say thank you for making our community a safer place for everybody. There are only a few things that go into this whole program that we ask the businesses, and the main thing is to train their employees. And training, it sounds like it's like, oh, what do we got to do? Like it's simple. Training their employees is to make sure that whoever works in those buildings that the stickers are on knows what a safe place is and knows that people may come in there in the time of crisis and ask for help because they're being targeted, and the employees should know that they should call 911 immediately. Second part is of the training is we want the businesses to let their people know that we don't want you to put yourselves in any more we don't want to put them in any way out there to do anything other than just let the people walk in and they call 911. So you're not going to take them into the back room and hide them in the closet. You're not going to tell them to go out the back door. You're going to keep them and tell them to remain in the main area of whatever your business is, because people are going to come in anyway. People ask me all the time, they're like, well, you know, isn't people this going to bring targeting more people to like target the businesses? No, because if somebody's in crisis, they're probably going to run into the closest store they can find anyway. The sticker's just going to let them know that they can feel safe going in there before they even have to go in there. And I will tell you that the question has been asked, has there ever been a case where retaliation or there was something done to the businesses for allowing someone to go in there and the target, the aggressor came in? And I can tell you that from the organizer in Seattle, who tells me that everybody who goes through this program is supposed to report any type of activity like that happens in their community, so that he can, you know, keep track and address it and make the thing better. Since the inception of the program, and we are the 342nd police department in the United States, Canada, and Europe who have adopted this program, not one has ever reported that a business or business owner has been targeted based upon having that sticker in their window. I know I went through that very fast, but if anybody has any questions, I will answer them. This is my contact info on here. My name, Detective Mary Rabicki and Cheryl Spalding work for me both in the community outreach unit, and they will frequently go out to the businesses and deliver their packages. Again, it's a free program. It's a program that you all have families, and you probably have people that may be in one of those protected classes in your family, and it should make them at least feel a little safer walking around where we live and know that they're in a safe place. there was one more thing I wanted to say and I just lost my train of thought. But anyway, I'll think of it if I do, but so I hope that covered everything. And again, we will come out and do a more thorough question and answer, and go over a little bit more of what bias, crimes, and incidents are, because I know people have questions on that. So, again, I thank you for letting me do this, and hopefully we can flood Upper Township with, stickers in all the windows as well.
Thank you, Joe. So if you could, I guess, well, you can stop staring your screen when you'd like to. There you go. This was very good. Had a couple questions. I just sort of jump in. One of them was, is there a component of this where you're going to be going out to the possibly like the high schools and so forth, and making young people aware that this program exists and how it works?
Yeah, actually, we are going to go to. We're trying to. As you can see, that is my community outreach team right there. So we are very limited on our time that we can do different events, but we are doing something every day. We are going to go talk to the schools themselves and make sure that the schools get on board. But we also go to the schools now, and we've started going and doing bias and hate crime presentations for the kids so that they understand about what it is to in their terms, just be mean to people and how it feels, and that what it can do to someone, and how they can protect themselves if they see this sticker in a window while they're out having fun with their friends.
Okay. I was on an errand last week and I stopped off in Cape Courthouse. They had the Coffee with the Cops program for Middle Township. And we talked about this initiative. Up here in the northern part of the county, with our state police coverage in Upper and over in Ocean City, are you working with those police departments as well?
Yes, actually, the police themselves, this is in the infancy stage. Like I said, I mean, you're the only third time I've actually presented this. We're actually going to make this part of our yearly in-service training for police officers. So every police officer will get a short presentation on what the Safe Place program is. And then we are going to charge the community outreach police within every police department to help us go out and engage with the businesses and the community to make sure that we're not missing anybody. Because again, everybody's not going to watch this video. Everybody's not going to come to our presentation. But if we get out there, boots on the ground, I mean, I when I have spare time, even if I'm on my own time, I've done it like as I'm off duty. I go into a store and I'm like, hey, you know, I'm a captain with the prosecutor's office. I run this program. I love your store. Would you mind checking it out? And I let them do the QR code, and some of them pop up and they register. They're like, this is great, you know. So I just think it just helps build a more transparent look of our community, to know that we accept everybody. Now, we're not going to get buy-in from everybody. The hate is never going to go away, and I am fully accepting of that. But I'll take 99% if I can get it. So I'm going to do my best in the next year to get as many, if not all, the businesses and public places on board as I can.
Thank
So I
you.
have a
That sounds
question.
great. Go ahead.
Oh, excuse me. So I'm really proud that there are two Upper Township businesses that I recognize, PostNet and Yes She Can, that have signed up already. So we would love to have a higher participation rate for our business in Upper Township. Do you happen to have a flyer or anything made up that we could send out in our
Yeah.
weekly newsletter?
I
I
have a
took a lot of
whole,
notes, but I would love to have something that we could send to businesses with those points that you just said and the QR code.
yeah, absolutely. I have a two-page, a double-sided two-page flyer. It has all the information on there. It has the QR code on there, and literally it'll explain the whole program. If they hit that QR code, it'll take them to the website. and they'll be able to register, and then I'll get the notification, and then we will get the packet out to them, and they can get be a part of the program.
Okay, so we have some events coming up that we can do this in person with, but we'll also send it out, like I said, in our newsletter. So we basically send them to the website, and then you'll take it from there.
We'll
That
take
would
it
be
from
what you
there.
would suggest. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, Steve, you're muted, Steve. There you go.
I just had a question. Can this safe place be used for any kind of crime or situation? Like if somebody felt like they were, somebody was following them, or domestic abuse or something like that, can they use these safe places also?
Absolutely. I mean, the program was designed to stop hate crimes, but I mean, I'm just thinking like naive in my head to say like I'm just visiting somewhere and I see this sticker in the window that has the shape of a police badge and it says "Safe place, report hate crimes." If somebody just stole grabbed my backpack and ran with it, I'm probably going to go into there before I go into another store and say like, "Hey, can you call 911? Somebody just, and they're not going to turn anybody away. The businesses, we don't want, it's for instance, like you're saying, we have to kind of walk a little bit of a line, because we don't want people to go into the businesses to report crimes. So we don't want people to go in there and be like, I was down on the beach and somebody stole my backpack. Could you call 911? They can do that, and if they want to go in, but we want people to know that this is more for like those incidents where you're actively
Somebody's
in
chasing you or
crisis. If you have an issue like that, you can always call 911 and the police will come down there and do that, or you can go to the police station, or if somebody broke into your car and ransacked it. I'm sure that the businesses are going to be fine with it. They're going to call 911 for you if you don't have a cell phone. Most people will call 911 themselves. But this is really so people see that report hate crimes and know that these people are coming after me right now because I don't look like them. I don't sound like them. I don't act like them. I said something that they did not like, and they're actively harassing me, and you're a little worried. And we live in a world where a lot of people are afraid to tell even the police, let alone walk into a business and ask for help. So the sticker, I think, is a visual that says like it is a safe place. I mean, I really do try to go out of my way because I can't change the sticker logo. I was skeptical at first about the LGBTQ flag because I thought, and I'm the LGBTQ liaison for law enforcement in Cape May County, but I didn't want anybody to think that it was just for LGBTQ. So that's why I have to keep stressing that it doesn't matter why you're being targeted or who you are. If you're actively being harassed because there's something going on and you feel like that you're being targeted for some reason and they're continuing it, you go in and you need to report it right there so that we can get the police to you.
This has been very good. I think what I'm going to have to do is sort of cut it off right now.
Okay.
What we will do at this point, we have the recording. We're going to put it on our YouTube channel for the Upper Township Business Association, and then we will share it with our members and other businesses here in the township. We will have your flyer on our website, and then we will be promoting new businesses as they come on board with your program. I think this has been a great session. I'm really happy you could join us today, and I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording at this point.